Hello and welcome to Trigonometry Made Easy. In today's video, we'll be using the trigonometric ratio sine, cosine and tangent to do something very interesting, to find the missing side in a right-angled triangle. Remember our trigonometry ratio where we have what? SOHCAHTOA, meaning sine equals to opposite divided by hypotenuse, cosine equals to adjacent divided by hypotenuse, tan of an angle equals to opposite over. Okay, now in this right angle triangle, we have the angle given to us to be what? 30 degrees. We have one side. Now, if you have been following this lesson, this side, what's the relationship between this side and this angle? Is it the opposite? Is it the adjacent? Is it the hypotenuse? Yes, it's the opposite. So we have an angle, we have the opposites. And x is the what? Hypotenuse, correct. That's the side facing the 90 degree. Why? The last side is the what? Adjacent. Okay, so in this triangle we have the angle, we have the opposite, and we have to look for the hypotenuse called x and the adjacent called y. Now to do this, there are steps to follow. Firstly, you have to choose the right ratio. Is it sine, cosine or tangent? Having chosen the right ratio, you write out the formula, and finally you substitute and solve the equation. So let's do this. I'm going to start with x. Remember, we have our angle to be what? 30 degrees. We have the opposite to be 5. And the hypotenuse, let's take it, which is x. Now, the next thing you look at, you're looking for, you have angle, you have opposite, you have hypotenuse. Which trigonometry ratio combines opposite and hypotenuse? Opposite and hypotenuse. Let's look at it. Which of them? Yes, sine combines those opposite and hypotenuse. Sine ratio says sine of an angle equals to opposite over divided by hypotenuse, right? Therefore, our sine 30 equals what? What's the opposite? 5 over hypotenuse x. So we have successfully chosen the right ratio to use, and we have written out the formula. Now this formula, similar to what you do in your equivalent fraction, here we are going to cross multiply. Notice it can be over 1 here, it does not make any difference. Cross multiply this, multiplying this, and this one multiplying the other side. So we have x times sine 30 equals to 5 times 1, 5. Okay, we are looking for x. Sine 30 is the coefficient. Okay, so you are going to divide both sides by sine 30. If you have been following my video, I've told you that when you have equality sign, it means that what you do to the right, you must do to the left. So if we divide this side by sine 30, which is the coefficient of the unknown we are looking for, we should also divide this side by sine 30. Sine 30 is dividing sine 30. This side is remaining just x. But for this side, if you use your calculator, you discover that 5 sine 30 is the same as what? 0.5. Is that okay? So our x equals to 5 divided by 0.5, and that gives us 10 as our x. So to get the value for y, remember we have the angle is what? 30 degrees. We have gotten the hypotenuse to be 10, and we were initially given the opposite as 5, right? Which is y. And actually, to solve this adjacent, you can actually use Pythagoras theorem, okay, directly and get the value for the adjacent. But because this video is not on Pythagoras theorem, it's on trigonometry ratio, so I'm not going to use Pythagoras theorem, okay? And that is because you already have two sides given in the right angle triangle. So you can use the Pythagoras theorem to solve the third side. But because this video is on trigonometry ratio, I'm going to ignore that and still go ahead with trigonometry ratio. In fact, let's assume we're not given this 5. Okay? Yes. And now you have adjacent and hypotenuse. Which of the ratios combines adjacent and hypotenuse? Yes, cosine. So I'm going to use cosine and say cos 30. Cosine is what? Adjacent over hypotenuse. And that is what? What's our adjacent? The y we are looking for, and the hypotenuse is 10. The only danger to do is that be sure that the hypotenuse you got is correct. Because if the hypotenuse you got is not correct, the answers for your adjacent will also be wrong. Is that okay? So let's go ahead. So we have cos 30 equals y over 10, right? If you cross multiply, you arrive at 10 times cos 30 equals to 1 times y. Cos 30 is actually 0.8660 approximately. So you have 10 times 0.8660. You can use either your mathematical table or your calculator to find out cos 30 equals y. If you multiply it carefully, you arrive at what? Y should be equal to 8.660. So I'm going to give you a task to practice with, okay? Now, in this task, we are looking for the value of z, and z happens to be the what? Yes, if you have been following, you realize that this is the what? Opposite. And of course, this is the hypotenuse, right? This is the hypotenuse. We have no business with this. Our business is only with the opposite and the adjacent. So I'm going to look for the ratio that best combine opposite and adjacent. Remember, once you have taken your ratio, write out the formula, substitute, and solve together. Answer. Okay? If you have learned something in this video, remember to like, share, comment your answer, and even your question will be attended to. In the next video, we're taking it a step ahead. Use the trigonometry ratio to look for missing angle in a right angle triangle. Okay? I'm sure you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.